I'm alive. I'm back like I never left. And it's true. I never left. I'm always here. Just took a little break from YouTube over the last 4 months, which was winter for me. You'll find that the more in tune you are to yourself, to life, the more you live with the seasons. And actually even deeper than that. It's not that you live with the seasons, it's that you live as the seasons. Seasons of change. The seasonal cycle is really the transformation cycle. When you're living in tune with the seasons, transformation is natural. The way I see it, spring rejuvenates, summer radiates, autumn refines, and winter reveals. So in the stillness, the silence of winter, you see it. How it appears like life withdraws. Everything is stripped. You see nature, certain things go dormant. Things retreat. They're hidden. But that doesn't mean that they're not present. Actually, you can say that's when you experience the fullness of presence. In the absence of everything, that's when presence reveals itself. It's very paradoxical. This is like the void. When everything falls away, that which is ever present reveals itself, their essence. This is like the void. Winter is like the void. This is like the womb of creation. Things are happening. It's like gestation. Things are happening beneath the surface that's invisible. There's a sort of becoming, but it's still not manifested. It hasn't emerged. And that's what spring is for. Spring is this emergence, like a sprout emerging from the ground, from the soil, rising after the death of winter, where all the old has collapsed, fallen away, decomposed. Out of that fertile soil emerges something new, something that wants to be birthed, a new beginning of spring, something rising in you. perhaps it's the wisdom of winter. Winter's wisdom that is rising, that wants to be shared. Perhaps it's a new creation that wants to be born. Spring is like a resurrection. Actually, I'll talk on it a little, just because for those who celebrate Easter, we just celebrated Easter. Easter is about the resurrection of Christ, and many speak of it and point to it as a historical event marked on a certain day, about a historical figure. And I'd like to point to the resurrection that is the rhythm of life, the living resurrection, right here, right now. It's not in the past. It's not something to wait for in the future. This resurrection is here now. It's in your breath. It is your breath. This moment, the rising of your breath, is resurrection. When you wake up in the morning and you rise from your bed, literally you resurrect, you erect yourself, you stand up. That is resurrection. The tulips in the spring emerging from the soil, they are resurrected. This is the living resurrection. So you see, it's not something that's in the past. It's not something to wait for in the future. It's something to be lived right here, right now. You're living as it. This is living truth. This is embodiment, expression. You're not talking about something as some historical event, celebrating some day, marked on a calendar. You're living that resurrection here now in this moment. And you see that it's a natural rhythm of life. Where there's death, there's rebirth. And it's in this moment. Constantly death and rebirth. The death of your breath. The rebirth of the breath. Each day, a new beginning. Each night coming to an end. So you see that this is the living truth. It's to be lived here now. And this is a natural cycle of transformation. Yes, there is an aspect of yourself that is unchanging, ever present, beyond birth, beyond death. And yet, you are experiencing yourself as birth and death, as the seasons of life. That you are spring. You are that which is rejuvenating, rising, beginning. And the beauty is experiencing yourself as that, constantly transforming. The seasons of change is to experience yourself as transformation itself. Holding on to nothing, resisting nothing. There's just life transforming, you transforming, experiencing yourself as this rhythm where you can see the beauty of duality. You see that even in these seasons, the 4 seasons. You see how spring, very fitting name, as life springs back, it springs up. Spring is like the rise. Autumn is like the opposite, the fall. Spring rejuvenates, autumn refines. And you can see the opposites of winter and summer. The bareness of winter contrasting the fullness of summer, the abundance. The darkness of winter contrasting the light of summer. And you see how you're not separate from nature. You are nature. And you see you're experiencing yourself as those seasons. Life is living as those seasons. And there's so much joy and beauty to experience that when you're not resisting it. One can say just going with the flow, flowing with the seasons, changing with the seasons. Like I said at the start, is when you look deeper, you see that you're not separate from it, that you are the seasons. And you see this being mirrored, reflected back to you in your life. When you look, whatever season you're experiencing right now, you see that actually you're going through the same season. Perhaps you're building a business, you're creating art, something's rising in you, something is being born, something is emerging, it's taking shape, it's taking form. You're bringing it into the world, you're offering it, it's emerging. You can see this being mirrored back to you in your relationships with your family, your friends, your colleagues. Or perhaps you're experiencing autumn and you see that you're experiencing this refinement. There's a harvesting. This harvesting is a spiritual harvesting. It's a maturing. You're letting go of things. Things are being released gracefully. And you see this could be perhaps an old job, an old relationship, certain possessions that you once had, whatever it is, you see that you're not separate from the season. It's mirroring what you're experiencing within yourself. You're seeing the same reflection in the seasonal cycles of life. And you see, this is not about a cycle of repetition, but it's a cycle of evolution, where it's not like a circle where you go round and round and round repeating, but you can say it's more, so there's a hidden dimension to it. It's more of a spiral, a deepening. But you could also say it's also a rising, spiraling up, evolving. And this is the cycle of transformation, the cycle of evolution. The same way you see in nature, it's not repeating itself. It could look like that if you're not really in tune with it. You see that just like that, you are also not repeating. There's actually no repetition in life. It may appear that way, but these cycles are cycles of transformation, evolution, not repetition. So you see, this is a deeper experience of what we could call Easter or resurrection. You see how Easter is celebrated in the spring. You see what resurrection is pointing to. There's no resurrection without death. The death of winter. There's no beginning without an end. And to be experiencing that, living it here now, is something that can't be explained. It can only be experienced. And you see the story of Christ, the story of resurrection, points to this. And many see it as something that's exclusive to just one man. Or perhaps some can intuit, some can even grasp that this is a possibility. Perhaps they see it as the rising of consciousness, the return. But they still conceptualize it, making it to be something that has happened in the past, or perhaps something that is a possibility for them waiting in the future. But what I'm saying is deeper than that. It's here now. It's life itself. It's the rhythm of life. Experiencing the death and rebirth the crucifixion, the resurrection, here now as this moment. If you look around, if you see in the seasons, you see, you're just simply looking at a mirror, mirroring what's happening within yourself, where you can't actually separate you from nature. This is living truth. This is what I'm pointing to. I'm not bringing you to realization. I'm bringing realization to you, here, now. See you in the next video.